Welcome to TDC Today, Halton. I'm your host, Jay Stoyan, and we are really excited today because we are going to showcase Halton and the city of Burlington. We have a wonderful guest on the show today. We have from Burlington, we have Councillor Paul Sharman, Ward 5. He's going to join us and tell us all about what's going on in Burlington, the past, the present, the future. Stay tuned. Again, you're watching the Disability Channel and our flagship show, the Today Show in Halton. Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Hello world, it is Unstoppable Tracy with the Disability Channel inviting you to subscribe and watch live on Roku TV, on YouTube, on Restream, and also listen in Wisconsin Radio, Dave Stevens, all around the world. And on top of all of this, really proud to announce that we now also have a mobile app. So you can download for free, watch Roku TV for free, and the mobile app is free too from Google Drive. Be sure to download it and have it at your fingertips at all times. There's a job platform, and there's a live chat feature, and there's the TV feature with Roku TV, and there's also the social media channels. Take care, folks. Bye for now.
I'm Zach Damon, host of the Disability Channel Detroit. Please join us at the Disability Channel and watch the Disability Channel Detroit for all your Michigan disability information.
Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Jay Stoyan. On the show today, we have Councillor Paul Sharman from Ward 5, Burlington, Ontario, in the Halton region. Paul, thanks for coming on the show today. Really appreciate it.
It's a great pleasure to be here with it in the first time show for you. So excited to be with you. And Halton's where I live because I love it. And this is a good place to be doing this show. Thank you.
Well, it sure is, Paul, and I can second that. It also, I'm a Burlington resident, and I love the people. I love the mayor, Jane McKenna, been very supportive of our platform. I love the people, but you know what? Since you've been here and you're entrenched in Burlington and the business economic development situation, please tell us a little bit about Burlington, about what's going on, and I will jump in when it's appropriate.
Oh my gosh! You know, I lived in Oakville for 20 years, and then I moved to the United States. I was running a corporation down there. And when I came back, I thought, where do I want to live? And I thought, you know, there was a toss-up between Blue Mountains and Burlington. And I thought, well, you know, that's a long way to be driving down to the airport. So Burlington won out because I knew it was a great family environment. People love it. You know, when you knock on the door when you're campaigning and you ask people, say, what can we do better in Burlington? The answer is always, I love Burlington. And that is the culture of Burlington. You know, there's no sense of privilege. There's no sense of, you know, we are the best. No, we just love it. That's why I love Burlington. We're growing. We have a lot to accomplish coming up. But so does the rest of Ontario, and we're learning how to manage that. And we'll do it well.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And I have to say, coming from Toronto and then all coming from the big city, I love Burlington because it has the small city feeling, but it has the big city opportunities, variety. You can go anywhere. Burlington's got everything, yet it's got so much greenery. It's got I go along Britannia or up on Derry. I just watch the horses and just to get out for a drive, and it just is the Zen feeling. So I have to commend on the setup of Burlington, how they, you know, sort of, it's a journey, and it's great. The lakefront, the waterfront, that's the gem of Burlington. Nobody knows about our waterfront. I was down actually at Spencer's yesterday, speaking of the waterfront, and it's just such a sight to see.
It's certainly pretty special. I agree with you about the waterfront, and I live within half a block of the lake, and I really appreciate that. It gives us this sense of being in a you know, a place that's grounded. You know, it has all the elements. It's got green space, and it's got fresh air, and it's got the Great Lake. It's worth noting that 50% of our landmass is north of Highway 5 and the 407, and it is all rural land. And that was a decision made by councils maybe 30 years ago as being a strategy to maintain Burlington's feel and natural relationship with the environment. And you know, we were talking before the show about cycling. The reason I like to get out on my bike and do 50, 55 kilometers going up straight north is because I can get into that rural area and you get to have a whole sense of place that you could never get in Toronto. And I love Toronto too, nor in Oakville, but we have it right here in Burlington.
It's so true. Like I said, I come along Britannia all the time and the construction is just going crazy. But as you get out to Burlington, there's so much greenery and it's such a sight to see. So Paul, tell us a little bit about your career and how we can further work together and help the people of Burlington. Because I know there's lots of opportunities that you guys provide. And together with hopefully the stuff that we're providing now, we can just make it a better city for everybody involved.
Oh my goodness, my career, me, oh, Lord. Well, I'm a British person originally, and when I was 24, I moved to Canada. My dad had already moved out here, and I just loved the place the minute I arrived. And there's this whole nice balance, you know, about Canada. It's sort of right in the middle between the British and the American experience, and it gives you a feeling like I can belong here and I can live here, you know, politically stable, surrounded by the greatest body of potable water on earth. And one of the safest places to live is right where we live. But in that context, you know, my background has always been about wanting to do the right thing. So I started off in engineering, and that wasn't the right thing. And I decided I'd become an accountant. And I spent years as an accountant, working inside companies like Nortel and Levi Strauss. That was always fun. And then I set up a consulting business in about 1988. And I had clients all around the world, and you know, a lot of them in the United States. And so I got to travel broadly and get to see how people live. You know, they say a desk is a dangerous place from which to view the world, right? So I got to see places that were amazing: China, Saudi Arabia, Peru, you know, all around the world, and realized that really at the heart of everything is human beings, and trying to do the right things. And people get kind of antsy when I go, "Well, you were in Saudi Arabia. What's up with that, buddy?" And I go, no, there are lots of wonderful people in Saudi Arabia and all those Arab countries, and I have many who are friends. And that's how I feel about it. After I'd been consulting for a bunch of years, I felt like, you know, I'd been a consultant. I'd had 1 year's experience, you know, 17, 18 times, and I wanted to get out and do something different. And somebody gave me the opportunity to become CEO of one of the largest accounting associations in the world. I'm a money guy. I understand money. I understand how things work. And so that was a bridge into kind of a different kind of world where being involved with members and community became very understandable. So getting away from purely the drive to make money into a determination to purely help the community do good work. And after 5 years, you know, I'm an adventurer. I like to do things different. So I got the chance. I just said, no, I'm out of here. And moved back to Burlington. I had the intention of starting a new business, but 2008, you will recall, there was the credit market meltdown.
Yeah.
And I'd started a new company, but that wasn't going to work out. And you know, I used to have this wild and crazy fantasy while I was, you know, traveling all those years. And the fantasy was that I wanted to sleep in my own bed.
There you go. Yeah. Well, that's a nice fantasy to have. You know, everybody loves their own bed. That's for sure. Speaking of that, I know. So coming from that's a very unique perspective because you have both the business savvy in the mind, but you're also really want to help people. So that comes into the non-for-profit area. But also you're from the UK. You spent a lot of time in the US, and now you're in Canada. So you have a wonderful world perspective, like you said, not from your desk, but from traveling and from interacting with different countries, different styles of people, different cultures. Yeah. So what would I want to do now, Paul? I said, I'm going to take a quick break. And what do we want to do is we want to come back and we want to talk about your connection to the seniors in Burlington and possibly our connection and see how we can, again, further help people. So hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching the Today Show in Halton. I'm Jay Stoyan.
Are you currently on ODSP? If you're interested in social media marketing, TV production, podcasting, or getting off assistance, please contact Jay Stoyan at 647-339-6847 or j@thedisabilitychannel.ca. The Disability Channel, showcasing abilities.
For the episodes of Veterans Onward to Prosperity, I'm your host, Master Sergeant Retired Anna Maria Bliven, bringing you every week information, resources, and sources that help tackle the issues and situations that occur when transitioning from military to civilian life.
Welcome back to the show. On the show today, we have from Burlington, Councillor Paul Sharman. He's telling us all about his wonderful career. Paul, what I'd like to do, we talked just a little bit before the break, is if we can talk a little bit about what you have going on today within your portfolio and how we can obviously and hopefully connect to further help the people of Burlington and beyond.
Oh my gosh. Well, let me start you off with a story, and it's about my mother. And my mother was one of the most wonderful people on earth who loved people. And so as she was aging, she moved to Canada. It went about 1990, I guess. And gradually she worked within the community for a number of years, but then she became unwell. And it was very difficult for her to survive by herself. And so we found her accommodation, my sister's house, where she had an apartment for her. And then we made her, helped her get the transition into assisted living, and there she gradually declined into just not being able to think straight, and so in any event, she ended up in long-term care, and that was where we began to see that she was not doing well. She'd normalized around the condition of the folks in the same area that she was. And it's a little longer story, but the point was, it came to my mind then that everything that could have been done to make my mother's life better in the community had not been done.
Mm.
And the more I looked into it, the more I realized not only had it not been done, but it wasn't able to be done, because we didn't have organizations like yours working hard to connect people and give people quality of life and meaning to their lives. And the result of that was we got heavily involved about 6 or 7 years ago with setting up self-help groups in specifically condominiums, where we would get groups of people to talk about how they could set up help teams on their floor, how they could create interest groups. So the thing about people is my mother was shy, would not get involved with different organizations and other people, but she loved classical music. And she would always instantly bond with somebody who had that interest with her. My point is, this is about people and feelings and relationships. And that's what I'm involved with to this day in terms of creating opportunities to improve the quality of life, to provide the services. And we've been doing this through a program called PACE, P-A-C-E, Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly, that has been being worked on in the United States for 30 years, started in San Francisco, with now 50,000 people who get service every day, living in some places where there's a PACE center in the building, and otherwise living in their own homes and being able to go to a PACE center that is local to them. The bus picks them up, bring your laundry, we'll feed you, we'll take care of you. Those folks do not go to hospital. Those folks are eligible for nursing home, but they aren't in long-term care. That is what we need, and that's what I'm working on.
That's great, Paul. I really appreciate, very passionate. I can tell about sharing your feelings about what you want to do. So I commend you. And if we can help any way we can, like ourselves, what we're doing now, we want to help out the seniors. We're big in the autism community. So what we're trying to do now is bridge the gap between the autism community and youth and the seniors, and just let them bridge together and support each other, help each other. There's lots of opportunities. It's a paid opportunity. Right now, our office is in Tech Place, and we're looking hard at Robert Bateman, and I know Paul's going to help us with that, right? Because we're innovative. We're going to do some crazy positive things in Burlington, and we have the councillor on our side, we have the mayor on our side, Jane McKenna. So there's a lot of things that are going on. So Paul, I really thank you for being on the show today. if people do want to find out more information regarding your platform, Paul, or how to get involved with you personally, is there a website or something you can give out?
It's the easiest thing in the world. It's paul@paulsharman.ca.
That's great, Paul. Well, again, we really want to thank you for coming on today. If there's any last words you want to share with us today, anything else that you wanted to get out, by all means, please do. I'm just saying if there's anything else, but
It's always exciting because change is all that matters. And we have to be the force that makes it happen. And let's do that for the good of the people.
and let's get Effie on next. I know all you guys in Burlington. I'm going to get Effie on.
Seeing that.
What's that?
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
That's great, Paul. Well, thanks again. We had
Thank
on
you.
today Paul Sharman. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to come back and wrap the show. So thanks again, Paul. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Take care. Bye, Jake.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All about inclusion and really giving everyone a fair say.
Welcome to the Today Show. This is our flagship show. I am Unstoppable Tracy.
I am Zach Damon.
It is a pleasure to be here. I am excited. What is up?
We have a great show today.
Jay Stoyan here for the Disability Channel, the world's only inclusive channel for and by persons with disabilities.
Get ready to be inspired, everyone.
We have people watching from all over the world, but also all over Ontario.
We also take a concerted attention in the veterans community.
In moments of stress and trauma, we can get a hold of ourselves.
To help make a difference for people with disabilities, to show people how to love themselves or their disability.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me, giving this platform for myself and other people with disabilities.
Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this episode of the Disability Channel Detroit. Please tune in next time.
Welcome back to the show. Wow, what a great guest we had on from Burlington. Councillor Paul Sharman, very passionate about seniors, as you can tell, talking about his mom. Wonderful story. He's also got a wealth of knowledge in the business world along with the nonprofit world. So we plan on connecting with Paul in the near future to see how we can further help seniors and everybody living in Burlington and Halton. I just want to do a couple of things, couple of updates, couple of shout outs, couple of thank yous. I want to thank your TV. You guys are great. You guys have been fabulous. I want to thank Stuart. Just great people. I want to thank Cogeco. Obviously very supportive. We have some great updates with Cogeco, but you can find us on our website regarding employment. I want to thank the Ontario government and our accessibility programs. They're going wonderful. They're available here in Toronto, in Halton, in Hamilton, in Oakville. So, hey, look us out, www.thedisabilitychannel.ca, all about providing opportunities in employment, in media, right? So this is wonderful. I just want to give a couple updates. Hey, for all you gamers out there, we have a new gaming show called Maximum News, courtesy of Max. The numbers are incredible. And we also have our veteran show that just got added to the Detroit CTN dial. So I want to thank the people out in Detroit. But it's our veteran show hosted by Anna Marie Blevin. She's a retired, I'm going to just leave that for now. I don't want to mess that up, but she's a veteran. And so she's got a wonderful show. If you're a veteran out there, you support the veterans, do give us a call. We're on both sides of the border too, for if people don't know that. We're down in USA and we're in Canada, and we have lots of great things coming. So again, I'm Jay Stoyan. If you want to check us out, you can go on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, our website, YouTube. Subscribe. We have our new newsletter coming out for July for the next 3 months. We're going to give everybody updates. So again, I want to thank the viewers. I want to thank the guys at Project Autism and Youth Connect. I want to thank everybody there, and I want to thank you, the viewers and the listeners, for tuning in. Do check out our podcast. Again, we'll see you next time on the Today Show Halton. I'm your host, Jay Stoyan.